Bitcoin with the forward chart, just I want to give a quick update. First of all, if you refer to my last analysis, which I upload on the main channel, when the price was exactly within here, I discussed about the next drop if we look for buy exactly as what we expected we get. And that's why at that point when the price was here, we come up with the 64K as a support following by 60K. All right. Anyway, we get the reversal and it reversed as a corrective. There was opportunity to look for buy as a short term, but this is not the one we're expecting to see the breakout of this top. And now we want to see what's the next. Okay. Anyway, we start with higher time frame. We start with the weekly chart and we want to see what's the next and whether we can look for buy or not. As you can see, the price tag, or even there was a breakout of the 60, all-time high. But right now we see we have a correction here. We want to see how complex can be this correction and how long the price consolidate here before we see the continuation. But at this point, we should know that whoever wants to look for buy at this top, at the all-time high, we have to be really careful. Because if there is no continuation, if the prices start to drop, then we will be within the correction for quite a long time before we see the continuation. That's why as long as the price, we don't see the confirmation or we don't see the price above 70K, if we want to look for buy, we have to be quite careful. That's why we're looking at this correction at this point. Now the question is whether we can expect this one turn to deeper correction before we see the continuation or not. Okay. And that's why if anyone wants to look for buy, if we move to lower time frame, we can look for buy within this correction based on lower time frame, but we should know how to manage it. Okay. And based on daily chart, if we get any opportunity for buy within this correction, with the breakout of this correction, we are looking for 77 following by 88K, and with the breakout of this zone, then we are looking for 100K and above. Anyway, at this point, with the breakout of this correction based on daily chart, I'm looking for 77 following by 88K. But how to look for trade at this point based on daily chart, I don't see any trade setup. Okay, now the question is whether this is the one is going to break this top, or we can expect this one turn to internal correction. Even we see one more drop, then we see the next drop. If this one happen, this is the best for me I'm looking for. Okay, because if we get this correction, then any opportunity for buy from the reversal, it can give us better confirmation. But it doesn't mean the price cannot continue from here. The only question, whoever wants to look for buy within this range, based on we have to look for the trade based on lower time frame. We should know how to manage it if it doesn't move in our direction. Okay, now I don't see any trade setup, and for me, even the price continue from here at this point, I'm not really interested to look for buy unless I see changes. And if I move to lower time frame, if we move to forward chart, okay, even at this point, I don't see any trade setup, and whoever get the trade for buy from here, at least move the rest of loss to break even. But if we get the correction of like here, we can look for buy, but we should know that this is what we're looking for before we see the breakout of the all-time high or this top, which is somewhere around 74, and the stop loss is somewhere around here. In terms of the risk and reward, we should know how to, we should consider whether we should look for buy or not. To make it very simple, at this point, for me, I'm not really interested to look for buy unless I see any trade setup from here. This one can turn to a trade setup, but is not the best. That's why we have to wait. Okay, and if I move to lower time frame, and if we move to 1 hour chart, similar explanation. And if even if anyone wants to look for buy from here, they consider this one as a short move flag. The only option is to put the entry above here. Again, as I mentioned, for me, I'm not really interested to look for trade in this way. That's why I prefer to wait. If I see any changes, then may I consider to look for buy. But at this point, I'm not really interested. And in this case, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.